Hey everyone, I'm Flo, and as you are well aware, we are heading into a season of celebration, and I bet you are having people over. I'm not good at hosting. I don't do complicated, and it can feel overwhelming to me. But over the years, I have found that I really do enjoy connecting with friends and family over a shared meal. And having it at home, it provides a relaxing atmosphere that allows the kids to do their thing and for adults to have, ideally, uninterrupted conversation. Here are some tips to simplify hosting a dinner. Now, when I say simplify, I really do mean simplify. Not like some hipster extravaganza, although their tables are always done up so beautifully. I wish I could do that someday. But if I can do this, you can do it. Here we go. Tip number 1, keep it small. Invite only 1 or 2 families max. Don't overwhelm yourself with too many people. A smaller gathering is much more manageable. Also, I prefer sitting and chit-chatting with one person for a longer period of time instead of floating from person to person. I don't know if you've ever had the situation where you've had too many people in your home and you're having a conversation with someone, then from the corner of your eye you see someone leaving that you haven't had a chance to talk to, and you want to get to them and you have to break off this conversation. It just all makes me feel awkward, and I feel bad for cutting off this conversation, and I feel bad because I haven't talked to this person. It's just messy. Tip number 2, the food. Keep it simple. An example of a simple meal for me to cook would be a 1-pan roasted chicken with veggies, do a salad on the side, pick up some cheese and fancy deli meat and make a charcuterie plate, and buy a dessert. The whole idea is to stay out of the kitchen as long as possible so that you can actually have time to interact with your guests. Another option for food would be to have a potluck instead. Have your guests bring a salad or a dessert and make the main yourself. It's really important to assign what to bring, because you don't want both families bringing a salad or both families bringing just dessert and you have nothing to go with your prime rib, or someone brings a curry to go with your prime rib, which, well, to me, doesn't go at all. So it just makes for a more complete meal when you assign the dishes. And the last option, of course, is takeout. There are so many delivery services out there now that will pick up from your favorite restaurant, and that will definitely make your dinner party way more simple. Tip number 3, clean ahead. This may seem obvious not to clean the day of. Sometimes when I tell my husband what time people are coming over, he'll pull out the vacuum about 5 minutes before, which just doesn't work because he's vacuuming when people come. But if you vacuum ahead of time, you won't have to worry about that on the day of. Now, of course, it depends on how messy your home is. And for us, I would like the cleaning done ahead of time. And some people in the family don't always follow the same schedule that you're on. But if you think about it, you're trying to cook, you have the kids to take care of, perhaps, and then you also have cleaning on top of that. It's just a lot. So kind of spread it out through the week, and it will just become a more stress-free kind of day. Tip number 4, create a schedule. Now, I know that this sounds like a lot of work, maybe, but I have a little spreadsheet that I keep track of how long it takes me to do something, how long it takes to prep something, how long it takes to make something, and then the start times of when to put things in the oven. And I've had a lot of experience trying to follow a recipe, and they give you the prep time, but it always takes me way longer than the 10 minutes or 20 minutes to prepare whatever it is that's going to go in the oven for another hour or whatever. So having a schedule really just keeps me on track, and it gives me a reality check of whether or not it's actually doable. Do I have enough time during that day to do all the things that I want to do? And if not, What are some things that I can just cut out? Tip number 5, have a kids' table. I know for myself, growing up, we always had a kids' table during a family gathering. The kids would sit on their own and have their own conversations, and the adults would sit on their own and have their conversations, and everyone's having fun. It also gives the kids a sense of independence. They're not sitting next to mom and dad. They don't have to watch what they're doing or saying for that matter. And it just gives them an opportunity to socialize. If your kids are little, I would also suggest maybe having a craft for them to do so that they're not being plopped in front of a TV, watching a movie or whatnot, and that they're actually having something fun to do that they can show you after. And then of course teens will do what teens do, but maybe suggest not being on their devices the whole time that they're together, that they should actually talk to one another. I know life is busy and sometimes even chaotic, and it's easier to connect with your friends on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and just the thought of trying to gather people for a dinner party can seem overwhelming, and you easily can talk yourself out of it. But sharing a meal and connecting with friends face to face, there's nothing like it. I really hope that these tips today will help encourage you to have dinner parties more often. Till next time, be simple, ordinary, and joyful.